Jai Hind and welcome to the next lecture. And the topic that we'll be covering today is going to be something which you would all value for a long time in your lives. The topic for today is team communication, working with colleagues and collaborating effectively. So, what are the learning objectives behind today's lecture? It is to understand the principles of effective team communication, to learn the techniques for active listening and constructive feedback. All right, we will also cover and explore the strategies which we need to acquire for handling conflicts as far as it's concerned in our professional setup. How do we handle them professionally is also what we are going to be learning about. And it will also give us an insight into how do we develop the skills to foster collaboration in diverse teams. So, the importance of team communication can never be undermined. When you are in a professional setup, each member of your team is of importance. So, working together, collaborating together is where the success of the entire project or and as well as your organization lies. So, it is of paramount importance to us. So, the importance of team communication, we will be now exploring each bit of it so that we are going to be learning about all the key nitty-gritties related to enhancing this aspect of our personal and professional grooming. So here it is. Effective team communication is vital for a well-functioning office, organization or a workplace, and that's why it matters. Number one, why does it matter? First of all, it enhances your productivity. Clear communication with one another, with all your team members, will ensure that everyone in the team understands what is expected out of them, what are their responsibilities, and what is the deadline for each and every project which has been given onto their team. Next is, it also prevents a great deal in the duplicacy or duplication of the work and wastage of the time and effort. All right, unless there is clarity or there is zero duplication of the work, it is not possible for the team to perform, unless there is clarity. So, to avoid duplication of efforts which would cause delay, because if you are duplicating the work, you're delaying the entire process, right? So, it avoids, if you have clear instructions given, it will enhance the productivity, avoid the delays caused by all the misunderstandings which can crop up if the instructions are not clear. So, the example is a project team with open communication knows exactly who is handling which task, leading to faster project completion. So, if we give you a project and the entire team decides, fine, this segment I am going to be handling, the other segment goes to the other members of the team. So, everybody knows clearly what's demarcated for them and what's expected. And they'll work together individually on their own projects, but ultimately they'll bring it all together for the completion of the project within the deadline. Hence, it'll enhance productivity, reduce misunderstandings and wastage of time and effort as well. Next is it builds trust. Yes. So building an environment of trust is very important, because on trust only we can thrive when we are working together. So honest and open communication foster trust among the team members, right? When colleagues feel heard and respected, they are more likely to collaborate effectively and give more than their 100%. They are ready to then stretch their own limits. So, the example can be sharing updates transparently during meetings reassures team members that everyone is contributing to the success or the growth of the project fairly. All right. So nobody is feeling left out that, oh, he and she was praised and my efforts were just brushed under the carpet. So it builds Stronger bonds within the team builds trust. Reduces confusion. Confusion causes chaos. So when you have effective, clear communication with your team members, miscommunication can come down to zero. And when miscommunications do not come to zero, what do they cause? They cause chaos and confusion. How? Because miscommunications at work within a team can lead to lot many errors, wastage of resources, and ultimately, because you are investing your time and effort to reach a deadline or completion within a deadline, it may also cause lot of frustration and unhappiness. So it's for nobody's benefit. So avoid misunderstandings and reduce the scope of confusions. So by sharing information, and how do we do it? By sharing information clearly, the team stays totally aligned with one another and avoids unnecessary setbacks or chaos. So the example can be an unclear mail about a change in the project scope can lead to team members working on outdated tasks. Clarity avoids such issues. Okay? So if you are very unclear as a boss and you just mail them, okay, do this, without actually telling them what has to be done, if you yourself at the top of the chain unclear, so the clarity can never be given to your downline. And ultimately, what will happen? You are wasting the time, effort, and your company's resource. So, encourages innovation. Yes, when you communicate effectively, what happens? Your team, with your team, if you're communicating effectively, openly, your team will be more than willing to brainstorm and come up with better ideas to execute the plan, right? So, a team that communicates effectively creates a safe environment for sharing new ideas and brainstorming to find better solutions to the hurdles which they find on the way. Next, it allows members to challenge the existing methods. It brings around a change. Why? Because you're finding new innovative solutions and propose creative approaches, innovative approaches. Next, the example makes it more clear. A marketing team that frequently discusses the market trends and ideas has better chances to develop a groundbreaking campaign to pull in more customers and business to the company. Now, here we have key elements of effective team communication. So, what are the key elements of effective team communication? Let's have a look at those. So, clarity and precision. So, you can see here there's a team. Here, there's a team that's effectively brainstorming, discussing something together to find a solution. So, what are the key elements which this effective team communication is hinting us at are clarity and precision. Messages should be straightforward and transparent and very, very specific. Okay, don't be vague, because if you are specific, straightforward, and transparent in your communication with your team, then the chances of misunderstandings, time, and resource wastage are minimized. Next, ambiguous instructions can lead to confusions. So, it is essential, very, very important to articulate your expectations very clearly. Don't expect them to be a mind reader that yes, you want this to happen. No. So, please articulate your thoughts, your expectations to them with a lot of clarity. Instead of just saying, finish the report soon, it's very vague. For you, soon can be by noon, and for me, soon can be by the weekend. So, I have to be very specific, very precise when I'm communicating to be, not being misunderstood by the other party. What do I say so that my team members understand what exactly is on my mind? I can say, complete the report by Friday at 3 p.m. So, that's your deadline to finish the report. So, you've been very, very specific. Next is active listening. We've already covered active listening is of great importance. So once more, we are going to be touching upon it. Listening attentively with all attention given to the other speaker is very imperative. So when your colleague is sharing some idea or is sharing a viewpoint, listen wholeheartedly. Okay, don't be a passive listener. Actively listen to your colleagues. Okay, is very, very crucial. Why it is crucial? Because it helps you have an understanding about their viewpoint, and then you can respond appropriately. Sometimes we are too focused and we keep on looking in one direction, whereas the solution might be very simple and must be lying in the other direction. So maybe your colleague is the one who can look at things slightly differently. So actively listen to them and then respond accordingly, whether that solution what they are bringing on the table works or it will not work. How we navigate around the whole problem is what you can together actively listen and respond to each other in an appropriate manner. Show agreement by nodding and paraphrasing. If someone is talking to you, just don't bluntly look into their eyes. No, nod whenever it's needed. Okay, yes, you are being receptive. This shows that you are agreeing to what they are saying. Or if you don't agree, okay, so you can show your agreement by nodding, by paraphrasing, and or by asking clarifying questions. You can even ask questions to clarify, if certain patch of information you've not understood very clearly. So the example can be, if a team member shares an idea, you can paraphrase it or restate it to get more clarity about. So you are suggesting we start with the pilot program before scaling up the entire project. So you are paraphrasing what the other person, the solution your team member has got on the table. You're asking for clarity as well at the same time. Respect and empathy, very important. We need to have these two. Value each team member's contribution. Don't think it's I, me, and myself world. No. The world is very big, the universe is even bigger, and you are nothing. So, as much as importance you like to give yourself, make sure that you also give the same level of importance to each and every person who is working day and night tirelessly with you on the same project. Everybody's contribution matters. So value them. Also, don't think what you are thinking only is correct. No, people have difference in opinions, might have rather, and they might look at things differently, right? Their perspectives can be different, their viewpoints can be different. It's absolutely fine. You're not there to judge them. You are there to brainstorm together and work together for the betterment of the entire company, right? So value their perspectives also, even if you do not very strongly agree with them. Maybe your viewpoint is different, mine is different, but since we both are in the same team, we both will have to collaborate and come down to a place where we agree on something on common ground so that the project can be propelled to completion. So, empathy also helps in understanding the challenges or the concerns of others. So, when you are empathetic towards someone, you understand where the shoe is biting, right? So you have to step into the other person's shoe to understand where it bites. So you have to understand what challenges they are facing. Only then you will be able to resolve those and collaborate better. Unless you will not understand, unless you will understand what they are going through, you will never be empathetic. You will always feel that they are making up excuses, and all this will lead to a drift in the team, which will be a big loss for the entire organization. So the example says, I understand why this deadline is challenging for you. I do understand it might be difficult to meet the target for you. I understand that. Let's find a way to manage it together. You understand there is a problem. You are showing empathy. You are understanding. But at the same time, you are also extending a helping hand to manage the whole crisis in a better way together. That's where the strength of team building is showcased. Constructive feedback, very important. You have to learn to give and take feedback, okay, and constructive feedback, which will help you improve. So, feedback should always focus on improvement without making it sound very critical or personal. No, you can't judge a person because he is like that. No, that's his personality. You have to judge about what contribution has he made into the project, around his work, around his professional contributions. All right. So don't make it sound too personal, okay, or critical or too direct on the face. Okay. And how do we do that? By using positive language and providing actionable suggestions, by giving such suggestions which can be put into work. Example is, instead of just bluntly saying, this report is full of mistakes, sounding it, oh, someone's hitting a stone at you, you can say it in a more refined manner, in a more professional manner. And how do you say that? You can easily come up and say, great effort. At least he's made that report. Appreciate that effort, right? Here are a few areas we can refine to make it even better. So now you're telling the person, I really appreciate the effort you put in, but these are some areas where the problem lies. You have to upgrade them. So instead of just saying, oh, you are useless, the report is full of mistakes, you can soften it up and make it sound more pleasant to the other person, right? But you have definitely pinpointed the problem. You have done the pinpointing without hurting or without disrespecting the other person. Next is conflict resolution. Now, many times we get into conflicts, we don't agree very well with the other person. So, disagreement is very natural. So, don't take it too personally. It's very natural. I am a different human being. My perspective of looking at things is different. You are a different human being. You might be looking at the same situation from a different prism, from a different viewpoint, right? It's absolutely fine. So, you have to understand that for your team also. Each human has a different level of understanding and viewpoints and interpretation thereafter. So, how we can handle the disagreements determines the entire overall dynamics of your team. How do you understand and handle those disagreements is where the strength of you as a key team player lies. So, how do we do that? To address the conflicts very calmly, address the conflicts calmly without losing your cool. Focus on finding a solution rather than just assigning blame on others. Instead of saying, oh, you are like that only, you've never done it. No, don't do this blame game. It does not benefit anybody. So instead of that, try to find or work together to crack out an idea which will help you all to come out of that problem situation. Okay, find a solution rather than finding the blame game a happier place. The example can be, let's discuss what went wrong. Something's gone wrong, correct, but let's discuss why it has gone wrong. Not like because of you it has gone wrong, and figure out on how we can avoid this issue in future. Let's find a way out so that this thing never happens in future. So that's a better way of addressing or reducing the conflict in a work scenario. So the techniques for collaboration or for collaborated communications are regular checks-in. Always maintain regular check-in. Frequent team updates or meetings will help the team members to understand that today these are the priority tasks. So everybody will be on one same page. So the level of understanding more or less would be the same. So do that, regular check-in to see that yes, everyone's understanding, everyone's working together and everyone's moving in the correct direction together at the same pace. These can be, how can we achieve these now? By daily stand-ups, weekly progress reviews, project milestone meetings we can have where we assess that yes, for how far have we reached and what were the hurdles, how are we going to help solve those. So like this will give, regular checks-in will give you an insight for all this. So the example can be, a team holds a 10 minutes morning meeting to outline priorities and addresses any blockers to attain those deadlines. Okay. So the second is Use of technology. Technology has advanced. This is the era of technology, age of technology as we call it. So use technology for your aid to the best of your ability. Collaborate with special collaboration tools such as Trello, Slack, Asana, Zoom to streamline excuse me, communications and task management better. So ensure that these tools are accessible to all team members as well for seamless coordination. It shouldn't be that I am scheduling a Zoom meeting, but other members don't even have the app with them. How do I expect them to join? Right? So come, take help of technology, but ensure that all team members know how to handle that professional or technological tool with ease now. So the example can be using Trello to assign tasks and track progress in real time ensures accountability and greater visibility. Next is delegation of responsibility and sharing. So here is the screen for you all. So the team leaders, they delegate the task. Why? It will increase the productivity of the team because every team member will know what they have to do. Foster skill development. Everyone would work in a particular level for skill development. It will, because you are achieving the milestones, so the team's morale will be boosted. Because you can crack out better solutions, then what is going to happen? It will increase and encourages one to be more innovative. And because the team is excelling, so everybody benefits and everyone builds better trust, right? So we now move on to delegation of responsibility. What all can be achieved if the responsibility is divided or delegated nicely and properly. Clearly assign tasks and define roles to each team member to avoid overlapping, okay, duplication of work and missing of the deadlines. Ensure that everyone understands their own responsibilities and their own deadlines which are given to each module to handle. John will handle research, Sarah will prepare slides, and Alex will present the final report. So here the team leader has nicely excuse me, delegated the responsibilities among Sarah, Alex, and John. Encourage open dialogue. Create a safe place. Okay, it shouldn't be like when you are meeting your team, they should feel, oh my God, how will we talk about this? No, everyone should have that bond of trust and transparency with each one of the other team members. Create a safe place where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas, concerns, or feedback. Open dialogue, fostering what? Creativity, trust, leading to better outcomes. So the example can be during brainstorming session, all ideas are welcomed without any judgment. Why? Why? Because it will encourage maximum participation. Nobody would feel, oh, should I or shouldn't I? No, encourage maximum participation. Let maximum ideas come in. What will happen at the most? You'll just dump away 10 ideas which you don't feel are okay. But at least out of the 30 which you've received, 20 are the ones which you can even think about, right? So avoid being too judgmental. Your meeting should be a space where every team member has a feeling that they can speak out what's there in their mind regarding the betterment of the project. Excuse me. We now move on to active listening skills quickly. So paraphrasing, restate what the speaker has said to confirm your understanding about the topic. Example can be, so you are suggesting we revise the project timeline, right? So you are restating what the other person said. Okay, so you are getting more clarity from the speaker about the same thing, that did you mean to say this? Next is non-verbal cues. Please excuse me. Non-verbal cues are very vital, right? Excuse me, please. Maintain eye contact always, right? That's the key of any interaction. In face-to-face meetings, always maintain an eye contact. Show engagement through verbal acknowledgements like I see, I got it. Next is avoid interrupting. So if someone's speaking, that's a major thing about active listening. You don't just go on butting in, right? You have to wait for the speaker to finish. Unless you feel, oh, you just can't wait a minute more and the person is just talking all something which is Greek to you, it's not making any sense to you. So let the speaker finish before you respond. Then you put in whatever is your viewpoint, right? Ask clarifying questions, very important, so that you get clarity about what the speaker had to say. Then we move on to handling conflicts in a team. So because the team is a collection of number of different people, working together for a common aim, everyone is bound to have a different perspective, right? Different aptitude. So conflicts do arise. How do we handle that? First and foremost, stay objective. Focus on the issue. Just don't go personal. Avoid the blame game. Very important. Encourage open communication. Let all parties speak out their concerns. Speak about a common ground. Seek a common ground. Identify what is the major goal or what's your common shared goal to find a mutually acceptable solution to reach the same. Next is follow up. Ensure the resolution is effective and sustainable. It's just not one idea which is going to fall flat after a week or two. It should be sustainable. So now, constructive feedback techniques we are going to be walking through. So use the sandwich method. What is the sandwich method? How you lay a sandwich? The same technique is here, not with the mayonnaise though. Let's see. So start with a positive comment, address the issue, and also towards the end with the encouragement, right? Next, the example shows your presentation was thorough. One area to improve could be simplifying the data charts. Overall, great effort. Start with appreciation, end with appreciation. In the center, you can put out the points which need improvement. Be specific. Just don't be vague because you are supposed to be giving a feedback. Just go on. Don't go on, spinning stories. No need. Be very precise and don't give vague feedbacks. Clearly explain what required improvement. Just don't say, I felt it was nice, but then there's no. Be very pointed and very specific. All right. Next is focus on solution. Offer suggestions to help the team members to improve. Give them solutions so that they know how they can improve. Like here, we said that you can improve by simplifying your data charts. Simplify them. We are giving them a solution. Building trust in teams. How do we build trust in the team? Be transparent. Share all the relevant information openly. Acknowledge the contributions. Appreciate the team members' efforts. Follow through all the commitments. Build credibility by meeting the deadlines and fulfilling the promises that you've been making with your team and team members. Celebrate success together. Since you are collaborating together for the achievement of a deadline or achievement for your company by finishing a project within the deadline. So now, since you're successful and your whole team has put in effort for that success, so now it's time to celebrate together, because when you celebrate together, it boosts the morale of the entire team, because they feel, all members would feel that their efforts were acknowledged and appreciated. Now we come to summary and key takeaways. Clear communication will always foster collaboration and innovation. Active listening and respect build trust within the team members. Constructive feedback and conflict resolution are very vital for maintaining harmony amongst the team members. Practice and reflection improve team communication skills. Reflection here shows feedback, all right? So the vocabulary words related to today's topic are collaboration. The meaning of the word is act of working together with one or more people to achieve a common goal is called collaboration. A successful collaboration requires clear communication and shared objectives. Coordination, the meaning is the organization of people or a group to ensure tasks are completed effectively. That's called coordination. So the usage can be effective coordination among the team members helped complete the project on time. Next word is synergy. It's such a positive word. The combined effort of a group of people that produces a better result than somebody else's individual effort. So the usage of the word synergy is the synergy between the marketing and sales team boosted the company's revenue. Such a positive word, synergy. With this, we come to a quick wrap for today's session. Thank you and Jai Hind.